Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of James Bond Bitcoin Live 00146. Hashtag 50%. What does that mean? Well, let's find out here. Let me make sure I'm streaming. Looks like I'm streaming. Yep. Okay, so let me go over the notes section here real quick. Go over that, some of the things I'll talk about. Check out the notes section below. There are basically links and articles I'm going to be talking about, as well as the meme that you see here. But let's just go over it real quick. Bond Trading View, list of top 55 coins and tokens compared to Bitcoin percentage and all-time high. Usually I do have them flagged for shorts, but it's such a tedious, the website is kind of works, it kind of doesn't. It's kind of tedious to select and flag everything. So I'll just show you what I'm going to do, and then you can go ahead and just, do the same thing if you're interested. I'll be going over that in this episode here, in this live stream. Okay, let's go briefly talk about the first story here is Bitcoin investors angry after BitOasis disables transfers. Now, this is something that I usually see when the markets become a little unstable, Bitcoin transfers being disabled. Whenever you have a situation where an exchange or a platform disables your withdrawals or your deposits, that's not a good thing. Another thing I'll talk about here is Bitcoin can drop 50% and China miners will still make money. There's some good information on this article. That's why I have it here. May be very helpful for some people who are interested in the fundamentals of Bitcoin. Next is U.S. Senate panel to discuss Bitcoin with market regulators. So this could be I won't say pre-warning. I think regulation is coming to the exchanges and to these ICO platforms and whatnot. There's no question about that. When it comes to third-party exchanges, it's going to be regulated, and you can see that it's regulations clamping down. So all of those people who have no conception of peer-to-peer trading or don't even know what peer-to-peer trading is, all those, I don't know, underage crypto billionaires out there, or the anonymous exchanges, I think those are finally, well, I wouldn't say they're finally coming to an end. Let's just say there'll be less and less of it. And so we'll talk about that just a little bit. All right, next in the notes section that's been partitioned off here, I have the two news aggregator, Coinspectator, real-time cryptocurrency news aggregator, and Crypto Panic is a news aggregator platform indicating impact on price and market for traders and cryptocurrency enthusiasts. Let me just go over it real quick. Let's take a look. The link is there for you. If you have a smartphone, it works really well on the smartphone, both Coinspectator and Crypto Panic. I think Crypto Panic actually has a Google app on the app Play Store that you can download. I'm just refreshing coinspectator.com and just looking over here. Bitcoin investor sues Huobi over a 400,000 yuan dollar in losses. This is interesting. Let me just click on this real quick and just read just kind of read what's going on here. It's very short, actually. It says a Bitcoin investor sued the Huobi exchange to recover 400,000 yuan he lost while trading. Interesting. Also, read Thailand's regulator allow Bitcoin futures. Okay. Let me see here. I'm just reading it real quick. Okay, so let me see. It says here trading Bitcoin Wang Tailang filed a lawsuit against Huobi and its two partners in Beijing to invalidate his Bitcoin trades on the exchange. According to Wang, he deposited 1.4 million yuan. The post Bitcoin investor sues Huobi over. Okay, interesting. Okay, that's what happens when you operate an exchange. You run a risk of liability of getting sued by your investors, by the market participants. Interesting. That just came in 9 minutes ago, and that was bitcoinschannel.com. Here's another one. Tax officials raid South Korean Bitcoin exchange. There was a sudden price sell-off here, I noticed, where I think we're in the $13,000 range, in the upper $13,000 range in Bitcoin price. Maybe this is one of the reasons. Let me just, looks like this is breaking news here. Let's take a look here. Digital currency slides as Seoul government cracks down on heated market. Interesting. Doesn't say what exchange. I actually have to go to the article itself, but it's in Coinspectator.com, so you all can check it out. Breaking: Bitcoin plummets as police raid major cryptocurrency exchanges. Let's check that out. Maybe that has a little bit more information. Nope. Nope. I have to go to the full article. Anyways, breaking news, people. South Korea Justice Ministry prepares to ban Bitcoin currency trading. Exchanges raided. This is 24 minutes ago. So I guess something happened. Okay, I got a little bit more information here. South Korea's Justice Minister said on Thursday the government preparing a bill to ban cryptocurrency trading, throwing the virtual coin market into turmoil as the nation's police and tax authorities raided local exchanges on alleged tax evasion. So they're going after tax evaders now. There are great concerns, this is in quotes, there are great concerns regarding virtual currencies, and Justice Ministry is basically preparing a bill to ban cryptocurrency trading through exchanges, said Park Sang-ki at a press conference, according to the ministry's press office. I'm wondering if there's any particular exchange that they cracked down on, but it doesn't say in this particular article here. But let me go back. Let's go on here. Let's see here. Police are raiding Bitcoin exchanges in South Korea, QZ.com. The previous one came from Reuters. This is 28 minutes ago. Let's see. Bitcoin skids on news. South Korea prepares to ban Bitcoin. Bitcoin skids on news. South Korea prepares to ban cryptocurrency trade. 32 minutes ago. Fatfish Internet Group to invest $1 million in cryptocurrency mining startup APAC Mining. This is coming from E27 Co. 34 minutes ago. Let's see. Goldman Sachs recognizes Bitcoin's future potential. This is coming from Bitcoin.com 38 minutes ago. South Korea is cracking down on cryptocurrency exchanges for alleged tax evasion, coming from Fortune.com 40 minutes ago. So at least you know that 40 minutes ago this happened, 42 minutes ago now that this happened, and that maybe that's the reason for the market, the Bitcoin price going down. New user registration have been reopened on Cryptopia. All right, hey, there's some good news. New users can start trading UFR on the Bitcoin market there here. So it looks like Cryptopia is opening registration now. So there you go. Everyone can start trade away on Cryptopia, at least. Let's see what else here. Some good juicy stuff today in the last couple of minutes here. Bitcoin falls 9% after one of the world's biggest cryptocurrency markets readies bill to ban trading. Wow. Bitcoin upstages electric cars as driver of global power use. Oh, interesting. Let me see. South Korea's largest cryptocurrency exchange is raided by police for alleged tax evasion. This came an hour ago. Let me see what else. Boy, I think that's the news story of today. South Korea's justice minister says preparing a bill to ban cryptocurrency trading. This is coming from usnews.com 1 hour ago. Here's a little bit of good news. Russian Ministry of Labor, government workers exempt from declaring cryptocurrency gains. That's good to know. This is coming from Cointelegraph.com 1 hour ago. Let's see. Wow, there's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of things going on here. South Korea regulatory expands crackdown on cryptocurrency exchanges, coming from CoinDesk 2 hours ago. Well, there's a lot of stuff going on. Anyways, let's see what Crypto Panic has to offer here. Seems like there's a lot going on. Let's go to Crypto Panic. Let's read some of the headlines here. 6 minutes ago, oh, it's refreshing. Got it refreshing now. All right, 6 minutes ago, Stellar to reduce base reserve by 95% effective tomorrow. 1 XML instead of 20 XML. I didn't realize that you had to have a certain amount to do anything with Stellar, but apparently you had to have 20 XML. Now you can only have 1. I don't know anything about it because I don't have any Stellars. 17 minutes ago, a Bitcoin investor sues Huobi over 400,000 in losses. This is from Bitcoin.com. 34 minutes ago, Bitcoin cash price technical analysis. BCH surges past 2,700, coming from newsbtc.com. One positive on it. I guess someone likes that news. 35 minutes ago, police are raiding Bitcoin exchanges in South Korea. 16 negative. So this is a very negative news. 6 important, 1 save. Let's see what else here. 38 minutes ago. Okay, 38 minutes ago. Could Russia be crypto mining's promised land? There seems to be a lot of crackdown going on with Bitcoin exchanges. This could explain some of the price depreciation that's going on right now. It's kind of interesting how everything just seems to have a lot of confluence. I shared with you some information about the peer-to-peer market. Word out in the streets are a lot of people looking. A lot of people that have Bitcoins are looking for buyers. In other words, they just can't seem to offload their Bitcoin. Interesting. Let me see what else here. Goldman Sachs recognizes Bitcoin future potential. This is 44 minutes ago, Bitcoin.com. Let me see. Live in the U.S. Upvote to request IRS to tax only on cash out to fiat, not in between crypto trades. 59 minutes ago, coming from the R cryptocurrency subreddit. 9 important. 1 hour ago, Russian Ministry of Labor, government workers exempt from declaring cryptocurrency gains. That's good to know. Maybe those politicians can, do some insider trading. Let me see. Venezuela's parliament declares Maduro's oil-backed cryptocurrency illegal. 1 hour ago, this is 4 negative. Cointia.com. This is where that information is coming from. 1 hour ago, let's get more support for the community for the Wrath Challenge. This is our Verge currency. 6 positive, 4 negatives, 4 important. Who cares? I don't have any Verge. Wrath for OSX against Verge. Sorry for the delay. Our OSX wallet for version 4.0.1 is now available. Another Verge news. A lot of positive to it, but again, I don't care. LTC USD technical analysis sideways 2 hours ago, coming from livebitcoinnews.com. Let me see what other first chairman of Korea blockchain 2 hours ago. First chairman Korea blockchain association to be former minister Chan Dae-jae. I guess they're going to need a first chairman of blockchain association in Korea there with the bans that are going on in the exchanges. South Korea reportedly expands crackdown on crypto exchanges. 2 negatives, 2 important on that. That was 2 hours ago. So I think the news of the day, and I kind of just missed it, but I'm sharing it with you right now, is the crackdown on exchanges. So I guess you're getting a good idea of what's going on right now. Let me go back to my note section, but I'll talk a little bit. So pretty much you got China slowly cutting off the power to the miners in China. You got South Korea cracking down on the exchanges, looking for a ban. That's what the news kind of says. What else is going on? I mean, you got some information from me as far as word out in the street and the peer-to-peer trade markets, where it seems like a lot of people are looking to exit their Bitcoin position and they're not able to find buyers or not enough buyers. The price seems to be slipping. I haven't checked on the price. I'll just check on the price real quick. I'll look on my smartphone here, and oh, wow. It is dipping. I'm looking at Bitstamp. It's $13,050. And that is I'm on the 1 hour looking at it. And it's, my goodness, it reminds me a lot of, it kind of reminds me, the price action that I'm looking at on the 1 hour reminds me a lot of, of the days when Mt. Gox collapsed. Now, there's no collapse yet, but are you stuck somewhere? I think a lot of Koreans are stuck in the middle of all that money and all that Bitcoin they have no access to because they don't own the private keys when you put your Bitcoins or money on these exchanges here. Stuck in the middle. Did you get that? Yeah, interesting. Anyways, let me return back to my notes here. I'll take a quick look at the notes here and continue on. So that's what's going on with Coinspectator.com and Crypto Panic. You know, you don't necessarily need to watch my videos to get the news. You know, I leave a link there for all of you. If you are watching it, you probably, well, first of all, if you were looking at the price of Bitcoin, you probably realize there's something going on. Now, maybe you didn't realize what was going on the first hour, but if you're reading the news, or if you're getting the news feeds, the news aggregators, you could quickly realize what the problem was. Okay. So eventually we'll get into the Korean news. I'll probably put it in the note section for those people who watch it tomorrow or whatever, whenever they watch it. We'll go over that just a little bit. So let me go on. It's time to stop. It's time to stop with all the hard forks. I got that link to the meme. I'll skip over the whole Bitcoin forks. I mean, eventually I'll get rid of them, but it's there. I just copy and paste the notes. But whatever, it's whoever's interested. I think, you know, I've also read reports where you got China, Japan, and South Korea trying to, as far as a regulatory force, trying to work together in regulating these cryptocurrency exchanges. So I think you're going to see a little bit more of these things happening, especially with, I mean, China has already banned cryptocurrencies, at least the trading in some exchanges. I think Japan will, they seem to have done a really great job of regulating that market. And so I don't think they're going to be banning cryptocurrency exchanges, but it's a little surprising with South Korea because it seemed like they were just going to let everything happen as long as everybody is, registered, quote unquote, registered. But they may halt all the exchanges and then get everybody to register. And then maybe there might be something going on. But the headlines are saying ban cryptocurrency. All right, so I'll skip that whole thing. But next in the partition, I had some useful links. Segue charts. There's a link for that. I'm pretty sure it's still around 10 to 12%. Coin Codex listing platform. Livecoin Watch, another listing platform. CoinGecko, another listing platform. BitInfo Charts, another listing platform. Joho mempool statistics. I'll be going over the fees, the mempool, and then finally a Bitcoin chart analysis. Ooh, everyone should take a bet on what the price will be by the end of my live stream when I actually get to the price analysis. And then I have Salome.io, which is another listing platform. Transaction Accelerator, would you need it? I don't know. Maybe. Link to Bitcoin, Bitcoin Cash hash rate, historical chart 6 months. And then next in the notes section, I have collecting your free Bitcoin gold coins with Coinami. If you can get them, go get them. I don't know if there's a place where you can trade them anymore if all these exchanges are getting shut down. How to split Bitcoin gold. I made a video on that. There's a link for that. How to split Bitcoin gold BTG01. Mnemonic code converter. So if you don't have any Android, because Coinami makes it real easy, but Coinami is only available on Android. If you don't have an Android, they don't make a wallet for your Apple or for Windows, all right, or your iPhone. They do, however, have a mnemonic code converter from Coinami, the recovery phrase tool. It also generates a wallet. It's based off the mnemonic seed, the BIP39. So what you can do is import or use your recovery seed and then select Bitcoin Gold, and then it should populate all the Bitcoin Gold addresses. You still need a Bitcoin wallet to sweep them, but that's another way you can do it. Then I have a link to Bitcoin Gold. I hear that they have a wallet, but considering all the wallets they had before, I'd be very, very cautious because you might get your Bitcoin stolen. Anyways, I haven't seen as much. They seem to be on my videos. I do watch my videos after the live stream to make sure that the quality is decent. I don't have the best quality or high speed or the best computer, but since I do watch my videos afterwards to check how well it went through. Sometimes I do see BitConnect ads by Craig Grant or his mistress, Juliana. If you are in my channel or anybody else's channel about cryptocurrency and you see an ad by Craig Grant about BitConnect, you might want to read these articles before you put your life savings into it and before BitConnect collapses completely and exit scams for the most part. Why has ICO Index labeled BitConnect as an outright fraud? Notice regarding high yield coins on top of BitConnect. What is BitConnect and why have we decided to distance ourselves from it? And then James Bond Bitcoin Live 0017, I interview 3 BitConnect users. So I'll leave it to that. You can check it out, and I'll just keep doing it until BitConnect finally dies. I mean, BitConnect is. We all have to realize that. Well, I don't think we all have to realize, but it's pretty obvious to me that BitConnect will die. So whenever it does, that's when I'll stop talking about BitConnect. All right, so I have the video. It's a music video. I have the video theme for this video, and that is Stuck in the Middle with You. Steeler Wheels. So that is the song and the video theme for this video. And then I have the link to this meme, which is hashtag yes2x117. Stuck in the middle. Should be stuck in the middle, but there's no room for the. But I think stuck in the middle is good enough. And pretty much that is the meme for today. If you had any coins on these exchanges, especially if you're South Korean, or if maybe you're not South Korean, you were just being anonymous trying to trade on those exchanges, well, you're stuck in the middle. Look at all that money that supposedly you had, or the Bitcoins that you had, or any whatever crap coin you had on those exchanges, and look at that. You're just stuck right in the middle. Can't do anything about it. Just looking right at it. Nothing you can do. Kind of sucks. I didn't know about this Korean exchange when I made this meme, but I think it fits in perfectly. I also have a link to a pot of gold and the donational address to the Bitcoin pot of gold. Please donate so one of you viewers, yes you, lucky winner, can walk away with all those Bitcoins. Now that they're worth less, but it is a SegWit address, so have fun with that. All right, let's see who's all in the live chat here. Let me check here. Let me check who's all in the live chat. Oh goodness, a lot of talking right away. All right, let's see who's all in here. Dual overhead Camness, good to see you. 21 million club. How's everything going? Let me, I just want to make sure everything's still live streaming. Good things to come with those who wait. Yes, it is. You just got some good news or bad news, depending. Let me see here. Leisure Picker, thank you for coming. You made it. I think Leisure Picker had yesterday. He had to go pick up his coworkers, so that's why. Hopefully he wasn't trying to be nice by saying, "I'm leaving. You're boring." Let me see. FUD Machine. Bitcoin Cash is replacing Bitcoin. Okay. Well, I have yet to use my Bitcoin Cash for anything. I haven't figured out what to use it for, other than trading in it. Maybe trading it for Bitcoin. So far, I mean, that's what I was thinking, but you never know. Who knows, right? Let's see what else you are all saying out here. BCC is taking over Bitcoin. Yeah, maybe Bitcoin Cash. Oh goodness. Let's see what else. Crickets because it's true. Interesting. Crypto Carter, good to see you. What are you saying here? Okay, Horse Shack and Barino. Grab a seat. The Mr. Carter is in the classroom. You guys are so funny. Who wants to trade on Cryptopia? Well, obviously people who trade crap coins. 21 million. Or Cryptopia is kind of out there, but they do trade tethers. So if you needed to, for whatever reason, pretend to or imagine that you can trade or preserve your wealth in whatever cryptocurrency you were trading into some kind of US dollar format, that could be a place, maybe. Let's have a look here. Who else is in here? Jacob TS, good to see you. And who else is in here? Mr. Lordex1, how you doing? Good to see you. Welcome to the chat. let's see what all yours said. Looks like you guys are very lively right now. 13,000. Is the price still at 13,000? I think it is. All right. My goodness, you guys are very lively today. Oh, Bitcoin B, welcome to the chat. All right, so let's go on and continue here. The meme here. So stuck in the middle. So hopefully all of you are able to, hopefully all of you still have your coins and you own your private keys, because if you're on a Korean exchange, there's probably a really good chance that your money is kind of stuck somewhere, most likely. So Crypto Cotter, you say you yanked 3.5 Bitcoin out of the stupid chain coin pump on Cryptopia. Well, that's a good move. That's a good move. Smart, very smart. All right, let's go on here. All right, Bitcoin pot of gold. Please donate to the Bitcoin pot of gold right here. QR code on your left, pointing to the Bitcoin pot of gold. That is the donational address. I think I've already given the 9th clue to the 9th word of the mnemonic seed. I think that was 2 episodes ago, 2 days ago. So please donate so one of you can become a lucky winner. All right, take all those Bitcoins. QR code on the right is the encrypted private key. If you can scan that and figure out the password, all those Bitcoins are yours. And then the QR code here on the bottom is takes you to a link to Yellow Fever for You. He gave me this idea, so thank you, Yellow Fever for You. All right, let's go on to the first. Oh, not the first story yet, but I don't know what it is. Let me refresh this. But OCFX is undergoing maintenance site and may be unstable. It says right here for some reason. I don't know why, but let's just check it out. How you doing, Plex ASMU in the live chat? Cole Sylvester, how you doing? This is the first time I've seen you here. Welcome to the channel. Plex ASM, you say, if BitConnect lasts a few years, Gates and Bezos will be overtaken by the BitConnect users. Yes, all those BitConnect users should be all billionaires by now. All right, so here it is. This is the bond trading view. As you look right here, bond trading view. This view created by James Bond Bitcoin Live, list of top 55 coins and tokens compared to Bitcoin percentage and all-time high. Flagged for sure. I didn't flag anything yet because it gets kind of difficult. Sometimes it shows up, sometimes it doesn't. But I will show you my proprietary secret formula web trading bot. I don't have a web trading bot, but it looks like what I'll do is I'll go over here from percentage down from all-time high. I'll just click onto that. And oh, it looks like a lot of things are happening here. Ethereum is at a loss compared to Bitcoin. Made safe. It literally just changed. Everything looks like the whole market's crashing, except for First Coin. I've never heard of First Coin, but there you go. First Coin seems to be making a huge gain. Anyways, I'll go over this. Look at those percentage from all-time highs. They're really dipping. I think the whole market's crashing here. Anyways, I'll go over this. I will go over this a little bit later. Let's go on to the story here. All right. So here's the story. Bitcoin investors angry after BitOasis disables transfers. It seems like BitOasis said it no longer supports deposits and withdrawals from customers registered with Emirates NBD, Noor Bank, and Mashreq. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right. So when you get an exchange or exchanges that won't allow you to send your Bitcoins or send your money or withdraw your Bitcoins or withdraw your money, that's usually bad for the market. Very bad. And so, so leisure picker, you say the total market cap dumping. Wow. Well, we all kind of knew this day was coming sooner or later. Well, at least I try to tell you, but hopefully, hopefully you're all at least you own your private keys. At least some of you actually have cashed out and taken at least your original principal, your original investment into the coins that you're buying, and you have no risk. So this is not a problem for you. So, you know, whenever you get a situation like I've been seeing a lot of this where Coinbase has issues with withdrawals. Coinbase, whatever bank won't allow any deposits into Coinbase. Other banks or registering for new accounts, which would be what Binance, Bitfinex, and Bittrex, I think, were limiting new accounts. So when you have things like that, those are just kind of like, for me, those were the signs that things aren't good. Whenever you have that kind of scenario, things are not good. And so something like that is a red flag for me. And I think the more news as the week progresses and as time goes on, you're probably going to see more and more news where you're not able to withdraw your Bitcoins or any other coin. And I've been hearing like a lot of people complain about Bittrex, Poloniex, Coinbase, all having issues about locking their accounts and trying to provide identification. So when you get that, that's usually a very, very early sign, a red flag that you're going to be stuck in the middle. You know, look at all that. Look at all that money you're surrounded with, but you can't touch it. Look at that Bitcoin that you want to pull out of that exchange, but you can't pull it. Man, stuck in the middle. Stuck in the middle with you. Joker on my left, or how does it go? A clown to my left and a joker to my right. I'm stuck in the middle with you. Anyways, let me go on to the next story here. That's in the notes section. I'll look up some of the Korean stories here. But here's another story that I found, and I think this might help you considering we're getting a price drop here. Bitcoin can drop 50% and China miners will still make money. Now, I don't know how true these numbers are. I'm not a miner. But let's just take a look at them. According to this report here, all right, the price of Bitcoin can go to $6,925 and the miners would still make money. So if Bitcoin's still at $13,000, which is double the price of what they're still making money at, then they must be like making a lot of money. A lot. Let's see here. Here's some key numbers that you probably want to pay attention to. There some key numbers like 20.5 terawatt hours per year is being consumed in 2017 for, I'm assuming, Chinese miners. Or actually here it is. 20.5, I guess, overall. And then 15 right here, 15.5 terawatt hours in China, which is nothing. It just represents 2% of the country's annual electricity production. So really cheap electricity out there. Let me see here. Here's some important numbers, okay? So I don't know where they're getting their numbers on this. I have no idea. But here are some numbers that may help you when you determine, you know, your trading, or give you some idea of how low the price can go, possibly. 3,800 right here, $3,869 is the break even. So I'll highlight the sentence right here. Break evens are achievable at $3,869 at those power prices, and the power price they're talking about is $3 per kilowatt. I'm assuming $3 per kilowatt. So if you're in China and you are charged $3 per kilowatt, I'm assuming that includes all the fees, all the demand, and you know whatever fees they have. If it totals up to $3 per kilowatt, then your break-even point is $3,869 US, based on current hash rate. Now, the interesting thing with Bitcoin is Bitcoin, even though the price was going down back in 2013 during that bear market, the hash rate continued to go up. So people were were mining despite the fact that the price was going down. So I suspect the hash rate will go up despite the fact the price may be trending downwards in the future. And I say maybe. I'm not sure until it actually happens, but if it does happen, I think there's enough profit in there. If this is true, there's enough profit in the mining rewards. Now you got to consider that's just the block rewards. The block rewards plus the fees. So the fees right now they're about almost the same as the block rewards. So really, miners are getting about 24 bitcoins, at least 24, or maybe even 25 bitcoins right now for mining that block. They're getting the block reward plus the fees. So I'm not worried about the miners if the price goes down, but I am worried because I think at $38, almost $4,000, that's their break-even point. Of course, they'll never. Miners will never let the price go down that far. They will definitely, probably, most likely, will not dump their bitcoins. They will hold on to their bitcoins as long as they can to maintain a price above 4,000. So anything above 4, 5, 6, maybe 7,000, maybe around there, is probably the price that they want to be. They probably want to be at double the price, because if the break-even point is almost at 4,000, and then you have to consider they want to make profits, and my rule of thumb is a 50% margin is, I think, a very healthy margin to have if you're running an operation. If you're running a business, trying to have a 50% margin. 50% margin is a 200% markup from your cost. So if $4,000 is their break even, they want the price to be at $8,000, if that makes sense. So let's see. So there's some interesting numbers for you. I don't know how true these are. You could check out the article yourself, and if you have some information, or would you like to share some information, go ahead and leave a comment, or if you're in the chat, let's check out the chat. Let's see what you all have to say in the chat so far. Okay. All right. Let's see where we all left off here. Ripple getting wrecked. Bitcoin B says Ripple is getting wrecked. Of course, we all know that was coming. And BitConnect, yes, BitConnect. Oh gosh. Let's see here. It's time for short that shitcoin. Not quite yet, Jacob TS, but it's coming. It's coming. Let's see here. Bitcoin's on the list of shorts. So sell your Bitcoin to BTC quick. Sell your BTC to BTC quick. Well, there's no way to short Bitcoin if you're trying to get more Bitcoin. You just have to hold on and ride that wave, crypto nodder, or crypto cotter. Sorry about that. Let me see here. Total market cap dumping. Banker whores are leaving. Pump and dump. Let me see. Jacob TS says, know that scene in the movie where they load up their guns? That's every smart trader waiting for 10,400. Well, I don't know if it's going to go that way. There's a lot of negative sentiment and a lot of, I would say, bad news. And the price is reflecting that news, obviously. Let me see. Z Classic heads. I'm just reading through all your notes here, all your chatter. Okay, looks like you have something here to say to me, Crypto Cotter. The prices say 3 cents USD, not dollars. I pay 13 cents per kilowatt an hour in Montana right now and can make money on the S9 down to 4,040. Sorry, 4,400. Not much, but figuring it will be 100K in 18 months, and I hodl. Well, if that's a big if the price can go up to $100,000, then yes, I mean you've done really well. Maybe it's me. I'm not much of a hardware guy. I'm not much of a miner. I personally think it's just easier just to buy the Bitcoins. But I'm just giving you some numbers. So if you're at 13 cents and your break seems like your break even is at 4,400, then the miners are probably making a killing if they're getting some hydroelectric power for relatively cheap at 3 cents per kilowatt. And the price right now is at 13,000. I mean, the miners aren't really hurting. They're just not making as much of a killing. And so, but I don't think any miner, either a solo miner, an individual miner, or a mining farm will ever let the price go down to 4,000. I think there has to be at least a 50% margin. And so if $4,000 is like the break-even price for you, you probably never want it to go that low. You probably want to, you won't sell your Bitcoins. You'll maintain the price at probably $8,000, most likely. Let me see. Was it 0.27 kilowatts in Texas? I actually signed up. I think my power is due for a renewal, but I had actually 10 cents per kilowatt. But after you add the taxes and the fees and everything, it comes out to be like 15 cents. So even, you know, you most likely you're paying higher after you add the taxes and the fees. So, but yeah, so 27 cents may be the right figure. Brad Taylor, welcome to the chat. So you think we'll never see 10K again? I mean, we're like $3,000 away from 10K. So there might be a chance that we'll see 10K again, which is great for some people because I'll start buying back in. Bitcoin going to zero. If it does, man, that's a lot of free Bitcoin for me. I will snatch up all the Bitcoins that I can get. Let's see here. Fud Machine. I love you, James Bond. Well, I love you too, Fud Machine. Thank you for saying that. Let's see. Jacob TS, you say, you are right. Just checked order books on GDAX. 1,586 Bitcoins of buys at the 1K level. Wow. Okay. And final Manowar. Welcome to the chat. Good to see you again. Bitcoin B. I want to have your baby, James Bond. Well, I have to warn you, if you know, I make very big and fat babies. All the babies that I've made, they all come out at least 10.5 pounds. And on top of that, so far, all the women become very fat after having my babies. So I do have to warn you, you will be sacrificing your body if you have my baby. Let me see, 22 cents in Toronto. DD8209, welcome to the chat. How you doing? 22 cents in Toronto. Wow. But that is, you know, the thing about it is that you have to include the fees. If it's a resident, they don't usually have demand charges. But if you're a commercial, they usually have a demand fee, you know, and other taxes and other fees on top of your kilowatt per hour. So depending on how much you use and what your demand is, it changes slightly. But if you're a large mining operation, a large mining farm, it really doesn't matter. And if they can get to, you know, if you can get to 3 cents total for your kilowatt, you might, you know, that's pretty cheap. That literally means they're only getting like either their usage is very high and constantly on. Their demand is on all the time. They're getting a level demand. Then getting 3 cents. I mean, really, it's more like having a 2 cent kilowatt. You know, 2 cents per kilowatt, and then you add the demand and fees and everything, and it comes out to 3 cents. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. 21 million says James Bond only produces with ladyboys. Oh goodness. That's why I can never have any babies with ladyboys. That's why I like ladyboys, by the way. You can't have kids with ladyboys. Let me see. 22 cents in Canada is 1 cent per US dollar. Let me see. I'm not sure if that's right. I think there's an 80% difference. There's a 20% difference. So that would be 20 cents. So 20 cents in Canada would be 22 cents in Canada right now, I believe, would be 20 cents in US dollars. Mr. Lord Directs 1, you're getting 10 cents in Alabama? You should be mining if that's the case. It might actually get a little easier for you if everybody stops mining with the lower prices. But anyways, let's go back to the news here. So there's some news here, and I don't know if the price will actually go down to $4,000. I think if anything, the miners don't want to mine at a loss, because if they start mining at a loss, they'll stop mining. And I don't think the market forces will allow the price to go down that far. I do think, however, 8,000 is a pretty good solid number based on these numbers that I'm looking at. So that's, I think 8,000 could be a bottom. There's probably a good chance, but you never know. You never know. But it's good to know about $4,000 is the limit between the break even. I don't know how many miners will actually do that, because you know, and it could be worse, because remember, the hashing rate continues to go up. As far as I've seen it, even back in 2013, when it was a bear market, hashing rate continued to go up, and so you know, it's probably going to get harder and harder. If more people leave the market, if more miners leave the market, then that will ultimately centralize the mining industry, in my opinion. But I don't think that's going to happen. You know, Bitcoin's just too much of a money maker for these miners to just abandon and leave. If it gets, if anything, it hurts the solo miner. It may hurt some of the individual miners that are joining into mining pools. But if you're smart, the best time to mine is to mine at a loss and get all those Bitcoin as much as you can, because when the price comes back up, you will all become millionaires. Like, imagine all the people who stopped mining after 2013. If they kept mining and held on to their coins, they would all have been millionaires. Like, literally, you would have been millionaires. Incredible. Anyways, let's go on to some of the hey, how you doing, Igor Goldabin? Good to see you. Happy New Year to you as well. Let me go on to some of the stories here. Let me pull up some of the Korean stories here. Breaking news: plummets police. Okay, let's take a look at Reuters real quick. Here, I'm going to try to find that story. Oh, you know, I do have another story. Hold on here. Okay, last story here. Last story here. We'll go to this story, and then we'll go to the Korean exchange story. That just breaking news right now. A Bitcoin B says, James Bond, do you think staking will? I'm assuming you meant to say will take over. I don't think so. You know, staking is no better than what you're doing with the US dollar right now. So if you're going to take your money and invest into a staking coin, you might as well just go ahead and take your money and just stake your money. That's just my opinion. In the long run, you end up with the same system, and you just get inflation. In other words, and instead of you know, goods and services costing more money, what happens is you just get a lot of coins. In cryptocurrency, what happens is you just get a lot of coins that are worth less and less and less and less. So that's all it is, really. Anyways, all right, so here's my last story. U.S. Senate panel to discuss Bitcoin with market regulators. So in light of what happened in Korea and in China, not too much in Japan, I think they have a regulation. So you're probably going to see in the U.S. probably what's happening a lot with in Japan. They're going to regulate, and exchanges will have to be licensed and regulated. I don't know if you're going to see a ban, because, you know, Bitcoin is hard to ban. The use of Bitcoin is hard to ban. The use of these cryptocurrencies is hard to ban. But it's easy to control these exchanges because if they're based in the US or have any US presence, you know that the regulators can come in and control these exchanges. Coinbase, BitPay, Poloniex, Bittrex, and maybe some other exchanges as well. You know, it wouldn't surprise me if they start reaching out to some of these other exchanges, and just like Bitfinex have decided to not service U.S. customers, it's possible that these other exchanges, even though they don't deal with any money whatsoever, may not, may come to the conclusion for their protection to not service U.S. customers. So literally, you will be stuck in the middle if you're on some of these exchanges, and all of a sudden you have no way to preserve your profits. So be careful. So when I see an article like this, that tells me the things that are happening in China, Korea, and Japan. Well, this is most likely a red flag for the things that are going to be happening in the U.S. So if the U.S. Senate panel is discussing Bitcoin with regulators, there's a really good chance there might be some new law that's coming out that may empower these regulators to actually come in and essentially regulate these exchanges. These exchanges that probably, if most of you are trading, have been trading anonymously with no KYC, no AML. And remember, some of the tax laws have been changed or redefined or clarified to the point where if you traded one crypto for another, that's also now taxable. And it seems like the IRS seems to be wanting to get in. It doesn't mention the IRS here, but I'm pretty darn sure the IRS is probably involved some way or somehow. So if you can handle the volatility, you might want to start taking your coins off of these exchanges and start owning your private keys. And if you really want to be truly anonymous, you should be trading peer-to-peer. If you really want to be truly, I wouldn't say truly anonymous, but if you want to get away from these centralized exchanges where they can be taken over at any time, that way you're not stuck in the middle with all this money and all these coins that you can't even touch. Essentially, what's happening here? Okay, finally it's rolling in. Essentially getting one of these, right? You don't want to end up like this, stuck in the middle, just looking around. You see all this money, you see all the Bitcoins, you see all the tokens that you had, and just stuck in the middle. Just can't touch it, can't do anything, can't withdraw, can't deposit. You don't want to end up like this. Anyways, now let's go to the news story here. And let me see. Let's see if I can get into it. This story is coming from Reuters. Let's have a look here. Okay, let's go to Reuters real quick and see if I can find this article here real quick. If this thing will ever load. Anyway, while that's loading, let's see what you all are talking about here. Looks like this is loading as well. All right, there we go. Let me see here. DD8209, you said, I have $1 million idea on a coin that would be a altcoin killer and probably work with Bitcoin. Okay. I think everybody has $1 billion idea. It's called an ICO. Crypto Cotter says KuCoin, altcoin, period, IDO, Kyber, and Hello Baby. Okay. Mr. Lordex1, dang, I guess I'm switching to Craigslist. You know, I used to do Craigslist until Craigslist, even, you know, you have to remember, even Craigslist is a centralized exchange. I would put up an ad on Craigslist to sell Bitcoin, and eventually, for whatever reason, somebody would take it down. Craigslist would take down my ad. Bisq. Warren B, how you doing? Good to see you in the channel, Bisq. Yeah, you know, I've been looking at Bisq. That might be interesting if it really is truly a decentralized listing platform. I don't know how it works. I don't know. I think they have an escrow system. It's essentially, it seems to be which I think is a. I might go to it. See, I'm not sure if I can or not, but it seems to be a decentralized local Bitcoin, but it's not local Bitcoins. It's Bisq, and it might be something I'll look into. You know, the problem with local Bitcoins is they told me never to come back, so that's one of the reasons why I don't trade there anymore. But now I don't even use any of that. I don't use Craigslist. I don't use Bisq. What I do use is I do use Mycelium. They have a they have a trading platform on there, and I have my ad out for selling Bitcoin, and I get some trades that way. You know, the problem with Mycelium, though, you get a lot of jokers that come in, and sometimes, you know, I just don't have time for this. Like I make my trades simple. Here's the place. You go to there. You go to that place, and you know, you either do the trade or not. Some people ask like 1,010,000 questions. I just say, you know, the information's there. Or another thing what I say is, like, if I get someone contact me through the Mycelium, I tell them just to come back tomorrow. You know, and if they're really serious, they'll come back tomorrow. And then after they come back tomorrow, I tell them, oh, come back tomorrow again. It depends. Like if they get like all, you know, if they start asking a lot of questions and all this stuff, and obviously all the questions to their answers is in the ad, like there's the price is in the ad, it adjusts to the to an exchange price. And so if they ask, you know, what's your price, what's your rate, and I'm like, well, it's on there. You know, if you look on the Mycelium app, it's on there. And if they say, you know, if they just like ask stupid questions, I just tell them to come back tomorrow. You know, just come back tomorrow. You know, I'm busy right now. Just come back tomorrow. You know, but if they're really cooperative and they seem like they really are interested in doing a trade, then I'll start, you know, I'll start instructing them on how they can actually do a trade with me. But most of the time, I mean, 90% of the time, it's just, you know, people who are just being stupid. But every once in a while, I do get a real buyer, sometimes a seller, and we'll do a trade. Oh, Crypto Carter, you were talking about the decentralized exchange with the Kyber post above. Okay, well, thank you for sharing that. I appreciate it. Let me see here, lobster bisque. Yeah, I haven't tried bisque yet, but I'll look at it. But right now, most of my trades, believe it or not, are just peer-to-peer, without the use of Mycelium. Although I do get trades on Mycelium, but these are people who are already been trading with me, and they just keep coming back whenever they need Bitcoin. How you doing, Ghost? How you doing? Good to see you in the live chat. All right, so let's take a look here. Okay, I'm on Reuters now. Let's do a search. Bitcoin. See if anything comes up. Because I want to see that news on Bitcoin. Let's close these up here real quick. Close that. Where is that article about the Bitcoin? Well, for some reason it's not showing. I have to type it in the long way. All right, let's have a look at what it is here. Let me see. It's ARTICLE article UK South Korea Bitcoin / South Korea. Oh my goodness, it's a long one. Korea. This ministry prepares to ban cryptocurrency trading exchanges rated. Let me see. IDUSKBN1F002A. Let's see if this works. All right, it does. All right, it's working. Excellent. All right, so here's the article here. I'll put this in the notes section here after the live stream. Add that in there. And I think this is probably why you're seeing the price go down. So here it is. South Korea Justice Ministry prepares to ban cryptocurrency trading. Exchanges raided. Let's read the first paragraph here. Seoul from Reuters. South Korea's Justice Ministry Justice Minister said on Thursday the government is preparing a bill to ban cryptocurrency trading, throwing the virtual coin market into turmoil as the nation's police and tax authorities raided local exchanges on alleged tax evasion. Man, well, that sucks. Maybe that's why it's kind of weird. CoinMarketCap delisted all the Korean exchanges, what, a day ago, 2 days ago? And now this, you know, it seems like when it snows, it rains. Or when it rains, it pours. Sorry about that. When it rains, it pours. I've been to Toronto, so I've been seeing a lot of snow. You got to forgive me. There's an update to that story already out on Reuters. Wow, really? Already an update to that story. Let's have a look here. Things are just moving so fast these days. I mean, let's have a look here. There's already 16 news stories on Coinspectator.com. Interesting. Well, anyways, I'll go ahead and I'll just leave this on here. People can read it if they wanna check it out. So there you go. I guess you can Google more of it if you want to, but that seems to be the big news. This seems to be the big news right here. Why the price is going down. Anyways, let me get out of this here, and then let's just take a look at the coin market cap real quick. See how the market is reacting to this news. Well, it's looking pretty red in US dollar terms. It's looking pretty red here. Wow, like all of these are just red. Well, it snows, it rains. Well, let's have a look at what you guys are saying. Let's see here. It's going to take a while before it refreshes here. Here it is. Crypto Carter says Korea crypto ban is not on the cards. Too many investors are invested. Implications would be devastating. Korea has a booming blockchain industry. The government would not harm this new and promising sector. Investor protection is priority. Korea is not China. Source: Korean journalist. Let me see. Never forget, Reuters is owned by Rothschilds. News is not always news. Reuters always fudding. The big FUD right now is the U.S. Senate hearing about the crypto and Bitcoin risk. They scared. Are they scared? I guess they are scared. They're scared. Let me see. Still dumping hard. Yes. Whatever it is, the price is definitely saying something else, as you can see here. So whether this is FUD or not, the price is dumping on something. And is a coincidence? Korean exchanges are being raided. You know, there's a lot of things going on right now, and I think you should take heed. Now, if you own your private keys, you own your coins. If you own your private keys, you own your coins, you have nothing to worry about. The problem is, you know, people think they're crypto rich. Well, while the market's crashing on them and you're holding a bag, that's the problem. So hopefully some of you have cashed out and got your money back. And so whatever cryptos you are holding, they're no risk whatsoever. So you shouldn't be worried about this at all. Ghost, this is Coin Market Cap. I have it on dark or on night. So because I think one of you requested this to be on dark at night, the night view. So I do a lot of my live streams late at night. So if you look at this, yes, in US dollar value, these coins are definitely tanking. Let's have a look at Bitcoin value real quick. At least the top 10 here, top 11. And some of these are doing pretty good, you know, against Bitcoin. Some of them, not all of them. Let's see how many of them are doing well against Ethereum. They're all doing bad against Ethereum. Let's go back to USD, give you some reference. Ethereum down 12%, but they're still like at 1,200 according to CoinMarketCap. Let me see here. Should we? Let's check out Live Coin Watch. I think there's on the bottom. On the bottom there is be right here. There it is. Night mode off on right here. You see that? Night mode off on. So I have it on. It's at the bottom left of CoinMarketCap. If you wanted to know, Ghost, why I did that. While that's loading, let's see what you guys are saying now. I have to give it some time to load here. You see 21 million club says it snows, it rains, it pours. There's a sandstorm, a hurricane, a tornado, an earthquake, volcano eruption, an EMP, and a tsunami, all at once. You're right. You're right. My thing is not. I'll have to refresh it. Let's refresh my live chat. So there it is right here, if you want to know. Oh, this thing's taking forever. All right, so finally I'm moving here. It says here, okay. Crypto Carter says, I'm right over here now. Crypto Carter. It says Korea updates source. Finance journalists in Korea. They were raids by the revenue service. Revenue cannot ban crypto. Okay. Well, at least they're raids. But the fact that they're putting out a bill to ban cryptocurrencies, that's pretty scary. But the fact that they're raids, you know, goes to show the weakness, the weak point of a centralized exchange. Let me see. Crypto Carter says mandate is to ensure tax records are up to date for exchanges and clients. No discussion of any banned crypto regulation bill are being drafted by special task team. Okay. Well, thank you for that information. How you doing, Buy Bitcoin? What's up? Well, Leisure Picker says total market cap dumped $100 billion so far today. Let it dump. Well, we at least I kind of had a sense that a day like this would be coming, where essentially all the crap coins would be washed. You know, the market dumping like this is just a part of, you know, how the system works. You know, the market will get rid of bad coins eventually. And so people who just put money to speculate, well, they're speculating their way out of the cryptocurrency space if they can. I mean, if they can, because after all, you stuck in the middle. Are some people stuck in the middle? They might be. They may be on some of these exchanges, and they just can't get out. They can't do anything. They can't deposit. They can't withdraw. They can't do. They're just like looking at all. They're surrounded by money, looking at that Bitcoin, but can't do anything. Stuck in the middle. All right, so let's have a look at Coin Live coin watch here real quick. So despite the fact that a lot of coins, the market took a dump today, you can still see the 30-day right here. Going on. Oh, thanks. Okay, there we go. All right, so there's a 30-day right here. And, you know, Bitcoin's at a negative 11% for 30 days. Although Ethereum is up 177% on the 30 days. But if you look at the 24-hour and the 7-day, you start seeing a little bit more red here. So it's only a matter of time, the 30 days, if the trend continues. And this is how you see a beginning of a trend, like starting to go down into a bear market. You know, you're starting to see the 24-hour to 7-day. If it continues to be red like this, eventually it'll get to the 30-day. And so far, Bitcoin's been kind of leading indicator for these other altcoins. So if you got profits in these other altcoins, you may want to consider, you know, taking back your initial principal in them, at least. Hey, how you doing, Pisces Trades? I see you. Good to see you again. Ripple is still up 654% for the 30 days here. Let's see. Let's scroll up a little bit. Bitcoin Cash is still up 91%. But you can see like the 24-hour and some of the 7 days here are getting into the red. So you can see it's slowly turning. You know, you can't deny, when you look at this, you can't deny the fact that it's slowly turning. So there's something, the sentiment is changing. The overall market sentiment is changing. Let's see, Cardano still up 494%. Litecoin up 50% for 30 days. NEM 184%. It's not that bad. Although, you know, 30 days, I mean, not 30, a week ago, maybe even 2 weeks ago, you would have been way better off. But, you know, some of these, a couple of days ago, you would have been way better off. But anyways, IOTA finally turning on the 30-day. So finally turning. Let's have a look at some of these other ones here. Stellar still at 281% on 30 days. Dash is turning a little bit. It's at 46% on 30 days. Neo, 236%. Tron still 2,487% in 30 days. EOS, 170. Monero, 54%. Let me see here. QTUM, 323%. Icon, 433%. Ethereum Classics, 31%. Bitcoin Gold is definitely turning. It's starting to go almost trending towards sub $200. Rhea blocks 2,500% in 30 days. You know, still pretty good. Lisk at 209%. OMG, Omisigo, 151%. Verge, 1,672% on the 30-day, 1,672%. Zcash, 117%. Siacoin, 679%. Populous, 90%. Bytecoin, 273%. VeChain 1,231%. Binance Coin 576%. Like KuCoin, this is something you were talking about, Crypto Cotter. 3,338% increase in the last 30 days. Let's see if we can find some other big ones. Denta Coin still up, still up. Let's see, what's it up? 4,128%. Dragon Coin 931%. 0x 796%. Digibyte 590%. Dent Coin, wow, it seems like it's gone up higher. Or no, actually, it's gone down lower a little bit. It was 8,000%. Now I think it's 7,088%. I mean, like in the last 30 days, most of these are in the money. Most of these, but I think it's turning. So if you got some money in this, you might want to consider taking some money off the table, and that way you'll have, you know, at least a risk-free trade. Take your principal off the table. K7 Gexer 1000, welcome to the chat. Anyways, let's have a quick look at coin. Let's go to CoinMarketCap again. So let's do a comparison of my list here. We'll look at Ethereum, Neo, First Coin. This is the first time I've ever seen this coin, First Coin, and then we'll look at Pivx. So we'll take a look at some of these here real quick. I'll just go on top 5, and basically it's a percentage down from all-time high. And most of these are down quite a bit, 18, 19, 20% from all-time highs. So it looks like things are seemingly looking like they're trending down. You know, 21 million, I don't know if KuCoin is made by the KuCoin clan, but if it is, you know, they now have a their own form of digital currency now. I don't think it is, but you know, I don't know much about that coin. So let's have a look at ETH real quick. Oh. Okay, ETH. Ethereum. Let's have a look at Ethereum. Let's see how it compares with the Bitcoin dip that is happening right now. It doesn't look like it's doing any better against Bitcoin here. So I think this may be the end of the flippening that everyone was talking about. I can't imagine with some of the new sentiment coming out that Ethereum is going to be like mooning anytime soon. So it's pretty much reached. It could be reaching a top here on Ethereum, at least as far as Bitcoin. It's peaked out. There's just a lot of negative sentiment in this cryptocurrency space. A lot of negative sentiment. So what else is next here? MaidSafe, M-A-I-D, Maid. All right, so MaidSafe is M-A-M-A-I, MaidSafe. MaidSafe coin. Let's take a look at MaidSafe coin now. And MadeSafe coin is taking a little slight dip, just a slight dip. But looking at this, I mean, if I looked at this chart and compared to Bitcoin, all right, I'm comparing it to Bitcoin. This coin looks like a loser. All right, it's and I've done this before, but this coin is not a winner. You're losing out. This doesn't look like you're making more Bitcoin, so it's not something I'd be worried about. Okay, what's next? Neo. Let's see how Neo is doing. Yeah, it looks like Neo is taking a slight dip as well. It's just taking a slight dip. It's not like it's crashing or anything, but considering how much Bitcoin's gone down, you know, it looks like it's peaking out. It looks like most of these alts are peaking out at this point in time. It really does. I think they've had a nice run up. If you own them, if you had them, that's great. You made, I know you made at least money in US dollars. You may have even had an opportunity to make Bitcoin. Question is, how are you going to exit your position now? Because you can't go into fiat. Some of these exchanges, they're being shut down, or I don't know, maybe not shut down, but you know, the sentiment seems to be really negative. The fact that the prices and the whole market, the whole coin market cap has lost $1 billion. Is it 100 million or 100 billion? I'm not sure. The whole market has lost money. Money seems to have just somehow vanished out of thin air. Money was created out of thin air, and now money has just vanished out of thin air for some reason. All right, Crypto Cutter, you have a good night. Good seeing you. First coin. This is something new. First coin. Oh. First coin. Let's take a look at that. All right, let's take a look. And oh my God. All right, so this coin has is very close to its all-time high in US dollar value, but in Bitcoin value, this thing is not going anywhere anytime soon. So, anyways, not something I would put my money into. Hey, Leisure Picker, you have a good one as well. Last is Pivx. Let's check out Pivx. Fuddy Machine, you sold everything yesterday. You were very smart. So I've already taken a look at Pivx, but I'll just show you anyway because it's on my top 5 list of coins to short if you're already in them. Anyways, there we go. That rounds out the 5 coins here on my list. Let's go to Joho Mempool statistics. Now let's finally go to Bitcoin here. Take a look. Fist coin or first coin? I bet you there is a fist coin out there, DD8201. It's probably for the porn industry, so you can use it for fisting. Lordrex, Mr. Lordrex, you have a good night as well. Good. It was good to have you in the chat. So let's take a look at the mempool here real quick. wow, fees are still very, very high, very high. You'll probably need to be around 500 Satoshis to get into the next block. So your fee has probably most likely will need to be in the 500 Satoshis per byte right now to get into the next block. If you're under 100 Satoshis per byte, you'll be waiting a very, very long time. 140, maybe you may get it in the next block, but it seems like the 100 Satoshi per byte is really full right there. Really gotten full. Look at that. Pending transaction fee in Bitcoin. Look at that. It's all in the 100 Satoshi per byte fee. Wow. Okay, interesting. Let's take a look at let me see here. FUD Machine. FUD Machine says Bitcoin Z is on Coinami update, just so you know. Okay, well, thank you for that information. Appreciate it. Let's have a look. Bitcoin fees. Let's see what Bitcoin fees say. Wow, you can really take a look at the red bars here, and you can see a lot of these transactions in the mempool. It starts dying off right around at 150, 140, 150 Satoshis per byte. So if you're at 150 or more, I think you'll have a better chance of getting in the mempool at a lower price. And then you see the 200. You're starting to see 200 right here. And then, of course, anything above 200, you should be all right. Let's see where it starts picking up. It starts really picking up right around 400 Satoshis per byte. The blue bars where it gets confirmed into the block. And then it peaks out right around 510 Satoshis per byte. Let's see what it's saying, 520. So it's saying 520 Satoshis per byte. I think that's still a little too high. You probably can get away with at least 200. See 200. You can see anything above 140. It looks like there's not much going on, but you can see the blue bars really are higher than the red bars here. Really starts picking up at 400 Satoshis per byte. All right, then let's have a look at Bitcoin. Take a look at the Bitcoin chart now. See what all of you are saying. Pisces trade. Pisces trade is what are you playing? 4-ball? Is that one of those scratch off or somethings? 5 dimes. You sign up on those? Interesting. You must be a gambler. That's probably why you're in the cryptocurrency. Wow, look at that. That looks brutal. So current price is $13,423. So we're in the sub $14,000 range. Let's take a look at the 1 hour and see what we get. Ouch. That is a very long candle downwards. Well, I think that news of coming out of Korea has affected the price of Bitcoin for sure. It has. There's no doubt about it. So it looks like it's going to continue to trend downwards. Let's go on the 12-hour. And let's take a look at this support line. It is barely holding on to this support right here. You can see that. It actually pierced it just a little bit. My fear is that this is a very weak, very weak support line. This is a very weak support line. It may not hold. If there's already selling pressure and it's like this, it may not hold. So at this point, I would consider areas of support to pick up some cheaper coins. Right now, it's this line right here, which is 11,160. The next line below that would be here, and that is at 10,179. Let's see, what is there any other lines that I could look at possibly? This is going to be, well, I guess you could say right here as well. I don't know what this is 7,888. What's another line that might be an area to pick up some cheaper coins here? This is $5,555.50 right here. So those are some areas that you might want to put some. You might want to put some limit orders and see if they hit. Because if it is getting bearish, and if it is starting to turn, the problem is you won't know that you're in a bear market until way after the price goes down, and then only then you'll know. And then, you know, the resistance becomes your focal point, not the support. And so you're trying to cash out at the resistance to get the most amount, because you want to start buying more Bitcoins at a lower price. And so, you know, this is tough. This is tough right now. I'm sure that a lot of you are scared. A lot of people are scared. They got some money into Bitcoin at a higher price. You're seeing the alts starting to take the hit now. This is, you know, you're seeing China. You can't trade in China. You can't trade, or it's getting harder to trade anonymously in China. It's getting harder to trade anonymously in Korea. You're seeing regulations start to take hold, regulating these exchanges. There's really not a lot of places where you can, you know, operate outside of regulation other than the peer-to-peer market, really. And I think that's, for me, that's always been the place to be if you want to work outside of regulation, because at least in the US, you cannot be regulated as an individual, because you can't, you know, you have some autonomy in how you want to trade your Bitcoins on a peer-to-peer level. But when it comes to exchanges, yeah, they can regulate you all day long. And in South Korea, apparently they could just go in and raid exchanges. I don't know what the aftermath is going to be on that tomorrow, but looking at the way the price action is moving, it doesn't seem to be good news. It doesn't seem to be good news. All right, so let me get out. Let me click off of these lines here. I'll leave the support. Let's see where it takes us here when I look at the 1 day. So it's barely hanging on, but I don't know if it's going to hang on to that support right here. I'm talking about right here. I don't know if it's going to hang on to the support. There's a lot of red candlesticks here. A lot of red candlesticks. The spot price right now is below the 2 average lines. So that is typically a bearish indication. This actually might cross over. So these 2 average lines may cross over, indicating essentially a bearish trend. DD8209, decentralized exchanges. Let me see if I can go back here. Okay. DD8209, decentralized exchanges, your thoughts? I think they're useful, but the problem is, you're not going to be trading any US dollar fiat currency. If you're talking about something like an Ether Delta, which turns out it wasn't really that decentralized. If you're talking about something like an Ether Delta or atomic swaps, I don't know how useful that is, because I don't trade any. I myself don't trade any altcoins. I trade Bitcoin for US dollar, and I buy Bitcoin with US dollars. So in that sense, there's already a decentralized exchange. It's called the peer-to-peer market. Even though many people have been arrested, quote unquote arrested, there's still a decentralized exchange. There's still an open peer-to-peer market, which, as far as I know, has been around before I've been around, and it will be around when I'm not around either. So it doesn't rely on one person or a small group of people. It's a whole network, and participating in that is decentralization in some way. At least enough decentralization where it can't be stopped. Like even in China, people who are trading peer-to-peer on the open market, over the counter, that's still going on, as far as I know. That's still going around all over the world. The people who want to use exchanges are speculators, all right, and people who don't know anything about the peer-to-peer market. That's why they have to use exchanges, because or they're using exchanges to hedge against their real world peer-to-peer trades, which I used to do, but I don't anymore because of those risks. Because exchanges are centralized and they can be shut down at any point in time, and you're going to be essentially you're going to be stuck like this. So this is how you're going to end up when you trade on centralized exchanges. Even local Bitcoins, to some degree, is a centralized exchange. You're stuck in the middle. You're just surrounded by all that money, right? And all your coins, and you just can't do anything. You can't deposit, you can't withdraw. You just can't do anything. You're just looking at it. Just look at all that money. Look at your Bitcoin. Just looking at it. But you probably don't have a smile on your face when it happens. That's the only difference. Let me see here. Let's see what else you're saying. So decentralized exchanges, my thoughts. so far, if there was a decentralized exchange, I mean, you're just trading one crypto for another crypto, and for me, there's only one cryptocurrency, and that's of use, very useful. And so far, I haven't used any other. I mean, I have other cryptocurrencies. I have Doge. I actually have some Monero. I have zero point 0.5 Monero, I think. I don't know. I use a paper wallet for that. I have Doge, I have Dash, I have Litecoin, I have Flash coins, I have some Ethereum. I mean, those were all donated to me or in a giveaway. I have never used any of those whatsoever. I think Litecoin's the only use case that I've used, and this is when I was trading, and the exchange at the time couldn't do any Bitcoin withdrawals, so I had to buy Litecoin, withdraw Litecoin to another exchange, and then take my Litecoins and buy Bitcoin, and then withdraw my Bitcoin from a different exchange. And that was the only use case I had for Litecoin. Other than that, I don't, I haven't used Litecoin. Bitcoin's the only coin that I've ever used in real life, in a real peer-to-peer trade, and that's the only real coin, that's real to me. I say this often, and I'll say it again. If you, right, go to whatever meetup, take your altcoins with you and see if anybody will buy it. If you can't get any money for it, guess how much your altcoin's worth? Nothing. Nothing. You'll probably have a better chance of finding someone who will buy Bitcoin from you than any other altcoin. And on top of that, there's more places that will accept Bitcoin as payment, gift cards or whatever, that you can use your Bitcoin. I mean, you can buy a Lambo with your Bitcoin, apparently, if you want to buy a Lambo. So that's what I think about decentralization, decentralized exchanges. Other than that, I mean, there's already a decentralized exchange called the peer-to-peer market. If these other altcoins had a peer-to-peer market, or if there are other people who are willing to take on other coins in their peer-to-peer trading, I think it'd be more robust, and we wouldn't have to worry about like these exchanges, these centralized exchanges, as much. K7 Gexer 1000. I think crypto will survive. It's just that we've had such a huge run up. We've had a really good bull market. I've enjoyed it tremendously. I had to struggle and trade my way to the bull market from 2013. But if you're in the game long enough, you'll be rewarded with a very large, tremendous bull market, a run up in price. And I've enjoyed. I've made my gains in it. And I'll be, I'm glad to be a Bitcoin bag holder. But I know that, if the prices are going to go down, I'm going to wait before I rebuy back in, because my ultimate goal is to get as much Bitcoin as I can. So I can either get some Bitcoin at higher prices, or I can get a lot of Bitcoin at lower prices. Which one do you think I'm gonna do? I'm gonna obviously try to get more Bitcoin at lower prices. That's my goal as an investor, as a trader, and as a person. Any smart person is going to do that. DD8209 open. I don't know what Open Ledger is. I'm sure if that's another decentralized exchange. Thank you for sharing that, Jacob TS. DD8209. If we go cashless, how useful would P2P be, though? By then, it would be useless. You're right. But right now, as long as there's fiat currency and there are people who don't have any crypto coins or cryptocurrencies, and all they have is cash. When you say cashless, I think it's hard to be cashless, because there's just a lot of people who won't use you know, a debit card, or who don't use a debit card. I think there's a place for cash, and there always will be, because you know, when the electricity goes out, guess what? Your paper is still in your wallet, and that's still used as some form of at least some form of medium of exchange to some degree, at least on a peer-to-peer level. So, you know, paper money takes no electricity. It takes electricity to produce, but using paper money takes no electricity whatsoever. But if we go cashless, now that's a big if. People have been talking about going cashless for a very long time, and I have yet to see that happen. There's not a place that I know of that will not accept cash, unless it's rare. It's rare unless it's a place that is like for example, like I had Edward Jones at one time. It's a brokerage. They won't accept cash. They'll take check. I think the IRS will not accept cash. They accept check. But other than that, I mean, if you go to any restaurant or a convenience store, for the most part, a lot of people, they're going to accept cash. And maybe, as a matter of fact, if you go to California, if you go to the Amco gas station, your AM is Amco, they'll give you a discount for using cash. So cash is still king no matter what, because it doesn't take any transaction fees. There's no cost in using it. There's no electricity, and it is right now it is backed by the government. So cash will be around for a while. Q bro, how you doing? You just got locked out of one of your exchange accounts, 15K. I'm sorry to hear that. River was whiskey. I was a duck. Well, hopefully you can get your account come back up, Q bro. But yeah, it's time to own your private keys and get out. I trade peer to peer, so I've been selling on the run up, and I've done well. I've gotten my original investment back, and I'm patiently waiting. And I still have Bitcoins. That's the crazy thing. I still have Bitcoins, so I still have a lot of money in this thing. But at least I also, you know, have money to the point I got my original investment back, and I'm ready to buy back in. But I need a sweeter price. I need the price to be sweetened just a little bit. In other words, I need to come down a little bit lower. I know some of you may hate me for saying that, but I'm looking to get more Bitcoin now. I've made money. Now I'm looking to make more Bitcoin. K7 Gexer says, Bitcoin is not useful for everyday value transfers, only large transfers, and Core has no urgency in creating a remedy. Well, I guess there's no need, because right now the market is bearing the cost of transaction fees. And right now, you're right. The value of Bitcoin is so high, doing small transactions, it's not very efficient. You'd be better off doing large transfers, which is true. But if the price goes back down, then I think you're going to see a lot of people, well, I wouldn't say a lot of people, but if the price goes back down, then you'll see it'll be back to what it was. The transaction fees should be going down. At least the cost of the transaction fees, the amount Satoshi per bytes will be the same, but the dollar amount in transaction fees will go down as the price goes down. And yeah, you're right. There's no urgency, because the market is willing to bear the cost of higher fees, and it's pretty obvious, because that's what's been happening. let me see, DD8209, you say, these exchanges have always been a pain in the ass. I remember having to leave 0.05 Bitcoin on BTCE in 2011, and that was when I gave up on it. So I know something like this would happen. Yeah, it always seems to happen. Always seems to happen. And unfortunately, a lot of people just, this is why I don't trade on exchanges anymore. I learned my lesson, and I'd rather, and this is why I trade peer to peer, and I don't trade on. I've never, even when I traded, even when I did my KYC AML on these exchanges, I never ever wired money out. I always took it in Bitcoin because I knew the value of Bitcoin. Bitcoin was more valuable to me outside of the exchanges than in the exchange, cashing out and wiring money to my bank account. Bitcoin's more valuable to me because I can get more, I can get more money for selling it peer to peer than selling it on the exchange. So why, that's just me. That's just my opinion. I learned the hard way. Just own your private keys. If you want to cash out, you may not be able to cash out at the top of the market, but you should be able to cash out pretty close to the top of the market, good enough for you to actually get your money. Like if you had a choice to have your money on exchange where it's basically where you have this situation, if you had a choice of having your money on an exchange in a situation where you can't have access to it, you can't withdraw, you can't deposit, you can't do anything, it's just sitting there. I mean, you're just like looking at it. You're surrounded by all this money, but you're looking at it and can't use it. Or being a bag holder, and of all the coins, I'd rather be a bag holder of Bitcoin than to be a bag holder of any altcoin out there. And I'd rather take that risk of being a bag holder of Bitcoin. And right now I am a bag holder because I still have my Bitcoins. But I also have a lot of cash ready to buy back in. But I'm just not ready to buy back in because I just have a feeling the price of Bitcoin will somewhat. I'm anticipating to get a good discount on my Bitcoins. That's what I'm waiting for. I'm waiting for a really good discount. So that's what I'm waiting for. There's no, if the sentiment right now is Bitcoin price is most likely going to be going down. And whether it's a long-term bear market or a short-term bear market, I don't know. But everything that I've seen from my experience, from my chart analysis, tells me that we're hitting the beginnings of a bear market. Now, I don't know if it will, if it is. Of course, by the time you get a confirmation, the price would be way lower than this. That's a problem with bear markets. You don't know until it actually happens. And when you get that confirmation, it's going to be a lower price. So right now, I'm just playing it 50-50. I'm playing it 50-50. I have Bitcoins. If it goes up and breaks 20,000 and goes up to 20 and 30 and 100,000, I'm okay with that. Matter of fact, I would like that to happen. But if the price goes down and you're all in on Bitcoin and you blew through your cash reserves into buying cheaper Bitcoin, more Bitcoin at a cheaper price, well, you kind of screwed yourself. You painted yourself in a corner. And in some sense, you've actually created more harm, because if you actually had some cash reserves, you kind of would be able to support the price right now. Right now, it's like everyone's all into Bitcoin, and no one has any money to buy these Bitcoins from the exchanges or from the sellers. So the price has only one direction, and unfortunately that's down. But hopefully I can get a pretty good, my goal is to get Bitcoin to get as much Bitcoin as I can. And if I can get more Bitcoin at a lower price, that's what I'm going to do. That's what I'm going to do. And if that's what the market needs to do, then that's what I'm going to do. Can you blame anybody for that? Probably. Well, no, you can't. So, anyways, let's continue on here. Let's go to the 3-day real quick. Let's see how the 3-day. Wow, 3-day is not looking really well. Let's take out these lines, and I'll just tell you why. If you see that the short term is acting as a resistance on a 3-day, plus the price itself, the spot price right now is below that moving average, and so this is the next support. If it continues to go down, it's at $11,786. Let's have a look at the 1 week. Excuse me. All right, so okay, the 1 week, it is now below, the spot price is now below the moving average. Its spot price is now below this moving average right here. Matter of fact, it has also pierced it, and you can see this wick here. And this candlestick in particular, if it finishes the way it is right now, or very close, the wick is pointing down. And whenever you have a red candlestick with the wick on the bottom pointing down, it usually indicates selling pressure. And so this is a little worrisome. A little worrisome. But again, my experience tells me that the prices, there's selling pressure. That's what my experience is telling me. And so if any of you want to go ahead and buy at this price, and you think it's going to go up, by all means, go ahead. I don't have any problem with that. I would love the price to go up, but I'm looking at this. I'm trying to be realistic. I'm also trying to, convince. I'm trying to convey my experience from previous bear markets, not only from Bitcoin but other bear markets that I've seen. And this looks like a lot of selling pressure is building up here, and that's why you're seeing the price go down. Anyways, let's see what you all have to say here. Pisces Traits 373 blockchain. You say that Bitcoin. A bond. The blockchain will force smidget. I don't know what that is. No matter what it is just saying. I don't know what you just said. If big corporation banks, the feds will decide something, only this time everything will be trace. So cashless makes sense. Okay. K7 Gixer 1000. The market isn't willing to bear the cost. That's why Bitcoin market dominance is falling off a cliff. No, I'm going to have to disagree with you on that. The market dominance. If you look at the market dominance of Bitcoin, it's like number one, right? In market cap, right? What's happened is more and more coins, more and more ICOs are being listed. And so eventually more and more of these altcoins and ICOs are being added, and as a whole, they represent 70% of the market, but yet the dominance of Bitcoin is still number one. So it is a little deceiving. All I know, if you look at the transactions, Are the transactions still at you know, they may have stalled out around 300 because that's the limit of Bitcoin. It's, you know, so many transactions every 10 minutes. But if you look at it, you'll notice that it's reaching that limit all the time. So the fact that the transactions are still high at anywhere from 200 to 300,000 transactions per day, and they're paying the fees to do those transactions, yes, the market is bearing that cost because that transaction is more important than the fee. Otherwise, you would see the transaction volume of Bitcoin go down. And if the transaction volume of Bitcoin goes down, then of course the fees would also go down as well. Okay, Pisces Traits. You say all I can say is buy as much coins, tokens this year because war is on the way with governments and banks. All right, well that's a good warning. Thank you. What price are you looking for to jump back in 8K? Okay, that's an interesting question. I guess I'd be looking for $8,000. If the price was $8,000, that's when I would go back in. I'm actually looking at 10,000 before I start going back in, and then if it's 8,000, then I would, you know, I would start buying an average costing, um, you know, on the downtrend at the start of 10,000. I'd be really, I would be, I would reserve my cash in that case. All right. DD8209, you said the longest bear market in Bitcoin has been 43 days. I think it's longer than that. I mean, since 2013, all the way up to at least 2015, that's about two and a half years, I think, was the last bear market before it started breaking that trend, that downward trend. So I think it's a little bit more than that. I'm just saying. All right. So anyways, let me conclude this episode here and close this out. So please, whatever you guys do, don't leave your Bitcoins or your money on exchanges. The time of anonymous cryptocurrency exchanges are going away. All right. The only real semi-pseudo anonymous exchange that you can do now is peer-to-peer. And then, you know, you're gonna eventually realize these exchanges, right, with all these altcoins and tokens, it's only because of these exchanges that you've had a tremendous swell in value in these altcoins. Once these exchanges start getting regulated and you're no longer anonymous, there's no value in these altcoins or these tokens anymore. And so if you want to trade anonymous or pseudo-anonymous, there's really, you can either do two things: spend the time and money to develop a peer-to-peer trade for your altcoin or token, or just get into Bitcoin where there's already a network effect on peer-to-peer trading, where there's already a market for Bitcoin trades. And so that's why I don't bother with any altcoins, because they don't exist in my world. All right. Well, they exist. Their value is zero. The only coin that has any value is Bitcoin. And how do I know? Because I actually traded in real life, peer to peer. You know, I've never had anybody. I've had people ask me about Ethereum. I just tell them I don't deal with Ethereum. You know, I've had people ask me about Monero. I tell them I don't have any Monero. All right. All I have is Bitcoin, and I have cash, and that's what I'm trading. So you're either selling me some Bitcoin or you're buying my Bitcoin. It's one or the other. All these other altcoins, what you can do is you can buy my Bitcoin and trade the Bitcoin that I sold you, and you can do whatever, buy altcoins and other tokens. But like I said, as soon as these exchanges, they're going to fall under regulation, and you got to remember, most of these tokens, they will be considered as securities, and they will fall under SEC regulation. And if these exchanges don't comply, which they will, they most likely will comply. If they don't want to comply, they're going to delist your token. And what do you have left? You have Ether Delta. I mean, Ether Delta has been shut down a couple times, or at least once, right? I think their server got taken over. So, really, the only situation for me, and it's always been this way, it's always been using Bitcoin, and it works. When I push send, it goes. The part that you have to really be careful is when you actually do the conversion into some fiat kind of currency, or some stored value device, which would be a prepaid card or a wire transfer to your bank, or a check. Those are the things that are risky. I mean, cash is probably the most secure way to do trade, but it has its own risk too. You have to worry about your physical security. So it's not it's not easy, and the grass always seems greener on the other side, but really it isn't. I mean, it takes just as much work as what I'm doing, as probably what you're doing, maybe even less, maybe even more. Who knows? So, anyways, I'm going to go ahead and end this live stream here. Thank you, everybody in the live chat. Let me see who's all in the live chat here. K7 Gexer 1000, DD8209, Pisces Traits 373 Blockchain. Let's see, Q Burrow, good to see you. And let's see who else. Jacobs TS, Dual Overhead Camness, FUD Machine, Mr. Lord Drex 1, Leisure Picker, Warren B, 21 Million Club, Bitcoin B. Let's see who else is all in here. Buy Bitcoin, Ghost, DJ Calv, Crypto Cotter. Let's see who else is all in here. Igor Goldabon. It's good to see you. It's been a while. Final Manowar. Let's see if this continues and lets me. Nope, that's about it. Thank you, everybody in the live chat. Really appreciate you being here. And, hopefully you'll, my final thing I want to say is, whatever you do, stay in the game. That's the most important thing that I've learned. The longer you're in this game, the longer you're in this, the more Bitcoin you'll make when the market goes down. When the price goes down, you'll make more Bitcoin. If you can stick it out and you understand the long term, all right, the long term game, when you come out at the end of this tunnel, this very dark tunnel that may be coming, I'm not sure. Okay, who knows? Maybe it's going to go back up, and we'll all celebrate and drive Lambos. But if it goes the other way, and we go through this long dark tunnel, when you come out of that long dark tunnel, hopefully you'll come out with a lot of Bitcoins, a lot of Bitcoins. I wish I wouldn't have made some of the mistakes I made from the last bear market, because I would have been way better off. But now that I know, and there are more newbies coming in who are making the same mistake, and just, in general, people panicking, hopefully I can actually do a better job at getting more Bitcoins. And when the bull market comes back, I'll be better off, and I'll have more Bitcoins, and I'll have more of my HODL wallet will be bigger, and I'll just have more experience in this space, and hopefully you will too. And you have to stick. You have to stick in this game. You have to stay in this game, and when you come out the other end, you will make more money. You will. So that's the only thing I have to say. Anyways, feel free to like, dislike. Let me see, like, dislike. Leave a comment after the live stream, or even do a video response. Until next time, everybody, stay tuned. All right, bye.